Alrighty, ladies and gents. In this video I wanted to talk about social anxiety and some of my thoughts about it, my opinions, my beliefs regarding social anxiety and anxiety in general. And every once in a while I'll get a good question regarding social anxiety. Something along the lines of, hey bro, I've got social anxiety. Are there any herbs I can take for this? Is there anything I can do for it? And many people think that social anxiety is a bad thing. They think that they're kind of cursed in a sense because social situations are awkward. And if you're dealing with people all the time, whether that be family, friends, or work, it can be very, very disruptive and irritating and agitating to have to feel uncomfortable within the social setting. But personally, I think that social anxiety, most people I've met who have social anxiety are very, very intelligent people who just don't resonate with the herd. And the herd is happily able to go out into large groups and just communicate with all these unconscious people and fit right in. So it's easy to fit in with the herd when you think like the herd. However, when you're walking in the opposite direction of the herd, when you value things that violate what the herd resonates with, when you value things like real health, kundalini, waking up, these are energies that are not prevalent within the context of the hive mind. So, when you become a different person, you do radiate a different frequency than the people around you that are still unconscious, that are still in the land of the bottom feeder. So I think social anxiety is often, I'd say 7 times out of 10, just the byproduct of an individual who's much smarter than the unconscious, half-dead people around them. And I'm not trying to sound judgmental. I'm not trying to be a dick, but these are just honest observations. I'd say 9 out of 10 people here in this matrix, they don't seem well. They don't seem healthy. They don't have any electric liberty in their eyes. They don't have any auric magnificence. They usually aren't capable of going any further than what they're used to. Their communications, when you talk to them, they often talk about the same things in a different context over and over. They talk about their jobs, sports, how their kids are doing, what movies they saw. They talk about shallow politics, you name it. So when you're more conscious than that, when you have more of your brain stimulated, when you have more of your awareness stimulated, when you have a broader sense of reality, and you try to communicate with these people, or when you're forced to communicate with these people, whether that be at work or school, you name it, it can be somewhat nerve-wracking. That's just because you're a smarter individual and you're trying to relate to someone who can't understand you. And due to the fact that they can't understand you, you feel tension while communicating with them, because usually they're casting judgments at you due to the fact that they can't understand you. So I think social anxiety, again, 7 times out of 10, is just a byproduct of living in an insane culture and being smarter than the majority of the people who make up this culture. So I hope that makes sense. Just out here at the field, getting some grounding. I like grounding myself on the earth, on the dirt and the grass. I'm a little slow this morning. I've had a cup of coffee, but other than that I haven't had any water. My mouth's kind of dry. I drink a lot more water now than I used to. I used to drink probably 7 to 8 cups of water a day. Now I drink about, close to a gallon of water a day. So now that I've been doing this for quite a long time, my body has become used to it and slurring my words because of it. I also think social anxiety is somewhat common because of the way that we've our generations, the last few generations, I'd say this generation and the last, we've been exposed to so much electronic communication. So, I mean, a lot of the communicating that people do, especially the kids and young adults nowadays, is through text messages and internet chatting, you name it. And you can hide behind a wall when you're texting someone, when you're emailing someone. You can think heavily before you respond. In a social situation, when you're talking to someone, you can't do that. Luna bug! You just can't. So, I think over time, when you get used to text chatting and emailing people and being able to think a lot before you press enter, I mean, you're hiding behind a screen. And, you know, it's just so much different than a social situation in person where you're put on the spot and you've got to respond quickly. Luna bug, come here. So, there's a lot of factors regarding social anxiety. It's not the easiest thing to talk about because everyone's different. I'm just giving you guys my my honest opinions. And you know, I suffer from some social anxiety from time to time. I really don't like going out into public. I like being reclusive. I'm a lone wolf to a large extent. I have a very small circle of friends, and it's continuing to get smaller. But you know, just people in general make me uncomfortable because they seem like dangerous, unhealthy people. So, I'm not into all this new age bullshit where you're supposed to just accept everyone and all this shit. No. These people that you accept are dangerous people that could end up hurting you in the long run if given the opportunity. Where's your ball? Luna, find your ball. She loses the ball and then expects me to know where it is. It's kind of funny. Aha, good girl. Oh. Luna bug. So yeah, just a brief little social anxiety rant. People ask me if there's anything that they can consume for social anxiety. You know, I would say some certain amino acids like phenylalanine. Some people do well on L5-hydroxytryptophan, also known as 5-HTP. Some people do well on SAM-E, SAM-E, also known as S-adenosylmethionine. I would say the most profound results that you're going to have naturally to treat social anxiety is with amino acids. So things like phenylalanine, things like glutamine, things like arginine, branched chain amino acids, things like citrulline, histidine, proline. These are the things that I would recommend you experiment with if you're interested in trying to mitigate social anxiety naturally. So amino acids, not all are vegan. So if you are a vegan and you're interested, or a vegetarian and you're interested in utilizing amino acids, you need to be careful because many of them are animal derived. So you can get vegan amino acids on Amazon.com. I really like the company Micro Ingredients. It's either micro ingredients or micronutrients. Put a link on the screen right now. Check it out when I get home and put the right link up. But phenylalanine is one of the most profound amino acids for pacifying the mind and calming the mind. But everyone's different. I'm not going to get up here or get on this channel and say that you're going to have great results with this shit. Again, everyone's different. That's the difficult thing about health. What works for one person may or may not work for you. So, clean water is essential. You got to get the bullshit out of your blood, out of your body, out of your tissues. Your body's composed primarily of water. And, you know, see what happens by getting on distilled water therapy or reverse osmosis water. chances are within 1 week you'll feel a profound upliftment of the consciousness. But again, this can often lead to more anxiety depending on the type of person you are and the type of cellular and physiological and mental constitution that you harbor. Becoming more conscious can be difficult. It can make things more difficult. It can make you more anxious because you're becoming more aware of how toxic and how unconscious the herd is. So that's why I recommend grounding techniques for people who live within the cities and people who work every day. Go out into nature and walk barefoot on the earth. Get some negative charged electrons up into your body. Balance your meridian system by walking on the earth. You'll have to excuse me. It's fucking cold out here and my breath is stifled because of it. But I'm gonna wrap this one up short. Probably gonna make a series of videos about social anxiety because this is a pretty fascinating subject. Why do people get nervous around other people? As I said in the beginning of the video, in my opinion, it's because most people who have social anxiety are usually very intelligent people who are more aware of what's going on here on Earth than the herd. And you know, when I run into someone who's highly conscious, we can just communicate freely. I don't have any social anxiety. When I run into some unconscious individual who just wants to blabber and talk about stupid shit, I don't get nervous, I just get fed up, and it leads to me getting agitated and I want to leave, and that can lead to a little bit of uneasiness. So I think we are experiencing nervousness in communication due to the people we're communicating with. That's not always the case though. There are genuine cases of social anxiety with people who aren't conscious. So anyways, I sound like a judgmental prick right now, but I don't give a damn. This channel's about honesty, and if I can't be honest, what's the point of having a fucking channel? On Lunabug. People keep driving by, looking at me weird. What the fuck is that guy holding that thing up to his head for? What the fuck is that thing? Walking around with a fucking electronic stick. Come on, donkey. Closer. Peace be with you.